folks. The other day my friend Jay texted me and she asked me if I carry pepper spray. Yes, indeed I do. It even matches my outfit. So it turns out a couple weeks ago she was accosted by a creepo in a parking lot. And she was wondering, when do you know when it's appropriate to use pepper spray on a person? I guess if you feel threatened. So I guess if you feel threatened enough, or if you ask them to leave you alone and they don't go away. So she sent me an article that said you can use it for self-defense and not assault, but she wasn't clear like what constitutes self-defense and what constitutes assault. So I did a little further research and I discovered that you are not even allowed to carry pepper spray in the UK, Canada, Hong Kong, India, Japan, Belgium, Denmark, Sweden, Switzerland, and most of Australia. And Norway. I mean, what is a petite person supposed to do if they're being overpowered by somebody who's obviously got more strength than them? Like, what do you do in these countries? So anyway, I started reading what she sent me. Oh, goodness gracious, I need my glasses. So in the state of Florida, almost all knives are legal to own and open carry, including pocket knives, multi-tools, butterfly knives, belt knives, cane knives, Bowie knives, throwing stars, and throwing knives. Throwing stars? So that just kind of struck me. You can open, carry, throwing stars in the state of Florida. So a strange thing happened later that day when I went to go see my mama. My brother Cyrus walks in the room and he says to me, "Hey, you want to see my throwing stars?" I'm like, "Yeah." So we went out into the backyard and we gave them a whirl.
The way you hold it is you have one finger like that to guide it, and with this finger you're kind of flicking it.
He's just getting warmed up.
One of them went slip right between the... This wood is actually pretty thick, it can't penetrate that deep.
Oh, dang. I wouldn't want to get hit with one of these. I'll give it a go.
So take those, hold them in your left hand. You can start close too. If you're just starting out, you can stand there close.
Good idea.
You gotta give it a little spin too. Yeah, it's gotta be like, hold it straight up and down, and you're throwing it out and down to give it a little spin.
These are sharp.
Yeah. Just try and focus on the throw. Just aim there. Nice.
Yay.
That was your best throw.
Nice. But it's still stuck. That one. Oh, this is fun.
So to take them out, you want to wiggle them the long ways. You don't want to wiggle them this way because it'll bend it.
Uh-huh.
It might bend the metal.
Yeah.
You want to try a knife throw?
Okay. He's got knives. Ooh, looks rustic.
Alright, so I think this is made out of brass. This is a shinobi kunai, an authentic kunai. They're made in the shape of a spade because ninjas would disguise themselves as gardeners when they went on their assassin missions.
Yeah.
They actually, stereotypical ninja in the black uniform, I mean, that's not very ninja if you stand out as a ninja, right? You gotta disguise yourself.
Cool.
And then the hook at the end is to tie a rope, to do rope dart technique.
He wasn't prepared for this, but this is just last minute. Woo! That seems tricky.
Just It's definitely more difficult than a ninja star because you only have one side that's a point.
You gotta time it just right.
Yeah, you gotta time the spin and the angle.
That probably takes a lot of practice.
Depending on the distance as well. So there is a technique to this. When you throw it, it stays straight. Or you can do a flip throw. But I try to just keep it straight.
Yeah.
So this definitely takes a lot of practice. You're gonna miss a lot. You want to start a lot closer than this. It is really hard to get it to stick. You gotta hold it
You just gotta
in a
feel
way.
it. You gotta feel. Surprised this is a throwing knife because it's like,
Yeah.
it's not.
Because it's also a
equal
spade. Yeah.
I see.
It's a gardening tool and a weapon.
Wow. It's got a good weight to it. It's not gonna ricochet off and hit me, is it?
It might.
It might.
Actually, try to throw it so it doesn't spin too much.
Okay.
So when you're letting go, that point is just going straight.
So it's not
You
gonna
kind of, yeah. You don't want to give it too much of a spin. That's comes later in more advanced training.
Okay.
But try and do a straight throw. Stand a little bit closer.
javelin style. I'm gonna try it.
It's stuck in the ground.
That's just insane. Come on, Christina.
Try to use the finger as a guide.
Maybe if I get, I'm gonna try a little further back. See what happens. Now I know why you put the rope on it.
Yeah.
You just drag it back.
You definitely want to be closer. The farther you are, the harder it's going to be. No, that's good. Oh, nice. Yes! Nice. First stick.
Yeehaw.
Alright, now you want to see a rope technique?
Okay, we're gonna see the rope technique.
I have to use a glove or else I get a blister on my finger from the rope spinning.
Master Cyrus.
A lot of history around ninja and shinobi is kind of obscured because their techniques were kept secret from the public and the world. They didn't really share with the outside world a lot of what they did. They're undercover assassins. So even to this day, there's not a lot of documentation that describes, what their techniques were.
What is shinobi?
Shinobi is the technical term for ninja. So ninja is kind of a Hollywood, more of a like the well-known term, but shinobi is what they called themselves.
Oh.
They were the shinobi. And I think that shinobi typically only carried one of these kunai knives with them. They're mostly used for digging and gouging out holes in walls. They would embed it into a wall and they would use it as a step to help themselves get up over a wall or on top of a roof. They would also use their ninja swords as a step. Their ninja swords had, in the sheath, had a point sticking to the ground, and they had the square guard that they would use as a step. And they would step up on their sword to help them pull themselves up onto the roof. And they had an extra long cord attached to their sheath, so when they got up, they just grabbed the belt, the rope attached to their belt, and pull their sword up to where they were.
Cool.
To retrieve it.
Wow.
And I typically used throwing stars that were 4-pointed. I don't think this is a traditional ninja star. but they work really well. The more points it has, the easier it is to stick. And they would typically use this for throwing at their enemies. They could throw these, but they would rarely ever throw this away. They would mostly, they would keep it in their hand if they're going to use it for combat.
Yeah. Thank you, Cyrus. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know what you do for self-defense. Now, one thing this article didn't say was whether you can open carry a tomahawk. Give me the basket, Goldilocks. Ninja.
When I swing my lasso, you'll hear my ole hoo. There's a love knot in my lariat.
You got this, Christina.
Hadi ole, holy ole, holy ole, hadi ole, holy ole.
Like you're bowling, kind of.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
That was what I needed, like you're bowling.
Yeah.